Okay, remember that they're changing my voice. So some people might be a little alarmed in regards to the last few videos I made to Donald Trump. First, I'd like to remind you of two Proverbs verses. One says, the righteous detest the dishonest, the wicked detest the upright. The other is Proverbs 16:12, where it says, kings detest wrongdoing, for a throne, a true throne from God, right, is established in righteousness. So there's only so much of their insults I can take before I start firing back. Okay? God is the spirit of justice, and I turn back the battle at the gate. And we see that with John the Baptist, Samson, Stephen the martyr. We see it with Jesus, right? Calling them a brood of vipers, calling the Canaanites dogs, what have you. The never-ending insults that come from those who are in rebellion against God are extreme. But when they go as far as to zoom in on me and target me and power trip, I remind them of Proverbs 16:10, the divine verdict is on the lips of a true king. His mouth must not err in judgment. But I have to consider how you're treating me. That's part of why we've come to this very unfortunate point where the circumstances of the situation make it so that I have to demand things, if you will. I hate to use the word demand because that's not who I am. I'm not a demanding person, right? I'm not some kind of spoiled brat or something. I don't like spoiled brats. But I have to kind of say, hey, I must proceed with dignity. I can't let you, trample me. I can't let you kind of disrespect me. I can't let you do the things that you're doing. Okay, before I'm resisting you. Okay, there was a certain situation I'm in. Okay. I've accepted a lot of financial sabotage, a lot of reduction in my health, and I fought you people every step of the way. I wielded the flashing sword of God masterfully every step of the way. But as I look at the future, I say, I'm not going to be able to kind of proceed on the course that I am. They're going to eventually try to sabotage me to the point where they're going to expect me to go on my knees, so to speak, right, figuratively speaking, and to do what I would never do, which is to beg for damn mercy. Okay? And this is the end of the Bible. This is not Christ on the cross. This is me cleaning up. Okay, so the little punk stuff they've done, like caused me to wear a sweater once, for a while with it had holes in it and stuff like that. I put up with that. I put up with the dirt on the car. How they have the birds. They literally, look it up. They have the power to use birds, and they use them against terrorists to kind of harass terrorists for surveillance purposes. Look it up. I probably would struggle believing it myself, a couple of decades ago if I didn't read it and if technology wasn't so advanced like it is right now. They're very, very advanced in their government technology, right? Think about that James Bond bullshit, okay? They're further along than the movies, than the James Bond guys were in the movies. So, I've put up with a lot of their bullshit. They literally got birds to shit on my car every single day, basically, right? I'd clean it up and go out the next day, more bird shit on the car. Okay? I don't park my car under a tree with a bunch of birds or something. They go out of their way to get that to occur. The fumes, the poisons, the harassment, they ignoring my complaints, my witnesses, them not caring about that. Lawyers not getting back to me. Okay? The Justice Department, what have you, the FBI. People playing stupid frat games where they speak in codes instead of coming into the light like a man and exposing wickedness. I put up with a lot. So it's stupid to look at this thing and say, why is he saying this? Well, you just don't say that, guy. Get stupid. Yes, I'm right. And yes, it's the fruit of discernment. When one rebukes the wicked, better is open rebuke than love that is concealed. A rebuke impresses a discerning person more than 100 lashes a fool. As I perceive the end to be coming in, as I perceive the end to be coming close, you better believe I'm right. To put it this way, when all is said and done, I'll have went out like a man on this trajectory. At first humbling myself to God and saying, okay, I'll accept $100,000 a year, no strings attached, and no demands, if they're willing to pay that much. And they insulted me, and kept persecuting me. On the same day, Donald Trump was promising that the Justice Department and them would stop persecuting Americans and so on and so forth. I guess he just meant first-class citizens in the eyes of white supremacy and the white supremacists. Yes, he just meant Republicans and Proud Boys and January 6th rioters. People who attack the Capitol building, they get a pardon. Someone who's done nothing wrong, the most righteous person that ever lived. The government won't stop persecuting me. Why wasn't the first thing that Donald Trump did is to make sure that they stopped persecuting me in the first time? That's the second time he's president, and he's not doing that. No strings attached. You think the Son of God will bow to pagan deities and accept the rules of pagans? Never. Over my dead body. Never in my life will God Almighty see me betray him. Never in my life would I betray him. And God sees everything. I will never accept the boundaries of the detestable deities Baal and El and the Greco-Roman deities or any other deity. God is greatest. All right. So the reason I said it that way is because God is the greatest. I'm not a Muslim. Okay? My religion is universal, pinpointed moral precision. But I do feel that the war on terror is not being fought well, and they're trying to confuse people about what the war is about. It's supposed to be a war on people who are what they call fanatics, who perhaps go too far with their attacks. That's a more complex philosophical discussion for another day. It's not supposed to be a war on someone who has faith in God, someone whose heart is truly with God, who is surrounded by pagans, okay, that I've been very tolerant with. I don't yell at these people. I don't confront them. I don't fight with them, okay? And there's lots of them here in America. People who are self-proclaimed pagans and otherwise. Okay, it's not supposed to be a war on someone like me who declares the supremacy of God. God is greater than your deities. I, God's Son, am greater than your deities. The true form of the Son of God, doing the idea of justice. Okay, that's what I believe. And according to your Constitution, I have a right to not only believe that, but to express that. I have a right to try to get people to assemble on that idea. I have a right to my religion, my expression, my speech. And over the years, they've taken my right to bear arms under false pretenses after they've run psychological operations on me, okay, to get a response from me. When you use military-grade psychology and fumes and poisons, it's not very hard to get someone to get very angry and to act up. But when you look at the fact that I'm 43 years old with no criminal record, I've been provoked for a long time, I've shown discipline that is unmatched. No one deserves the right to bear arms more than I do. But that's not even one of the things that are non-negotiable to me. I could date someone who has guns or something. I'm not really worried about that. If they give me the things that they owe me. So you see what I'm saying? I'm more than fair. Now, when you look at the $450,000 number, $450,000 a year, how much they should be paying me, at least, and they owe me much, much more than that. And I'm not looking for a lump sum payment, what have you. It's symbolic of them having provoked me, them not having the high ground in terms of discussions and negotiations. And of course, obviously, some things aren't negotiable. I'm not going to betray God. I'm not going to be gay, not going to settle, what have you. It's symbolic of their failure to treat me fairly during the process of me discussing with their representatives. Okay, they contact me every day, believe it or not. They have ways to contact me. They failed, their offspring, to treat me fairly to the point where I didn't raise that price as a result of them insulting me during the process. Even though they owe me so much money, I was willing to accept just a mere $100,000 a year, which isn't that much money, especially here in California. Maybe if you live in Oklahoma or something, it is. Maybe if you live in the poorest nation on the planet it is. But here, it's not that much money. And there's also health to consider. They've caused me, they've disabled me for all intents and purposes. There's a lot of jobs I can't do, a lot of things I can't do. They've messed up my brain. They kept me from dating. What's left of some of the best years of my life, the last 6 years of my life, what's left, the best years of my life to me are 19 to 29. Second best years are like 30 to 39 or something. And they kept me from dating since like 2018, the beginning of so I was about 37. They kept me from dating from 37 to how old I am now, 43 and counting. That's crazy, right? They kept me from being married. I'm the most romantic person ever lived. I'm the most ideal person. When you look at the principles of man, character, right? Judging by the content of the character. Who has lived morality more than I have? No one has. And they kept me from being married in one of the most populated countries in the world as the most romantic person that ever lived. And my goodness, no amount of money is enough for that. You could sexually harass somebody every day for the rest of their life in the most horrible ways. And it would be nowhere near as bad as keeping the most romantic person that ever lived from getting married while you're persecuting, especially. Pretty straightforward.